The following is an excerpt from the novel Promo Cowboy by Barry Fitzsimmons, read by the author. Chapter 5. Old Joe's in his chair, like he ain't moved since I last saw him more'n a week ago. Him and me shake hands, with a little finger snap at the end, and I step back on that riser that elevates the producer console above the rest of the room, like the bridge of the old Starship Enterprise. "Tell me what you know about Melissa Engle," I say, like we was only just talking about her. His big bushy brows arch some. "Stay away, that's what. She's a train wreck." "That so?" "I mean, she can produce, and she's a good writer. But..." He wheels closer in his chair, like a walrus on ice skates. "Melissa has this nasty streak that comes out of nowhere. You haven't heard about her?" "Guess I don't listen to no gossip, mostly." "Seriously, Cowboy, on a scale of 10, the maintenance factor on Melissa is 20. 100. I scratch under my hat brim. "Well, me and her just now had an awful peculiar talk." "Careful, man. She's probably after your clients." I make a huff. "Seemed like she might be after something else entire. Maybe a throw." Joe makes a smile like he's almost jealous. "Could be. She's in the middle of a divorce. Heard it's pretty ugly, and they don't even have kids. The ex is some high-powered lawyer for LTV. He used to see it she was kept busy, always had regular promo work, but now..." "She's maybe getting desperate? That what you saying?" Joe turns back to his console and starts pushing buttons. "What I do know, I haven't worked with her in years, and she's on my do not book list." "Alright," I suck some air between my teeth. "Who else is on that list?" "Give me a name," he says to the air in front of him. I make a huff. "Willie Schubermiller." Joe's big old head moves up and down. "Yep, right up top." "Bonnie Bittman, is it?" "That's her name, but she's not on the list. Not yet, anyway." I make a smile. "Glad Promo Cowboy ain't on that list." Old Joe turns right then, giving yours truly a crazy look. 10:30 rolls round, then 11, and I still ain't heard from my new client, Belinda Justice, and her TV station. There ain't no word at the TSV sales office, nor reception, nor the messenger center. No faxes, no tapes, nothing. Of course, I wasn't thinking quick enough to ask for Belinda's phone number when she called Friday last, and 411 ain't got no listing for TV station, guess on account of it's a brand new operation. I get on that computer, awful handy it is having one right in the edit room, and sure enough my email box is empty, except for a couple new messages from Sadie at lustbomb.com. Can't figure it how that woman knows me. Anyhow, I do one of them internet searches on TV station, and all the hits are for flyover affiliates and independents, one or two I even worked for back in the day. I click my way down memory lane to kill some time, only it don't get me nowhere. Been a year since I signed up for that yahoo.com account. Can't figure the point of it all. Meantime, Joe puts in some work on a side venture he's got, a wedding video business that, way he tells it, is paying off in spades. He keeps that glass ladder to the edit room closed while he's polishing these little jewels. Guess so no one will tease him over it. Of course, folks can see right through that smoked glass, and I like to leave the door open to the breezes that might blow an old friend or a new client my way. Each time I come back from that coffee island for a refill, or then backstairs for a smoke, I leave it cracked about halfway, only not a minute goes by before old Joe wheels over and slides it shut again, giving me a look. Him and me parry back and forth a while like that, till the form of a woman passes that half-open door. Wearing high heels and a clingy dress she is, and she does a sort of double-take when she sees me, then backtracks a step and stands in that threshold, quiet-like, with one long arm up against that jamb, and a saleslady smile on her face. Her painted eyes turn from me to that big old screen above Joe's head. "Beautiful bride," she says, and Joey just about jumps from his chair. It's old Broadway Jane, general manager at TSV, who's I guess one of my oldest friends in the business, though I sometimes wonder. For a woman of her years, Jane's awful fetchin', only it's best to keep a respectful distance. She meets my eye. "Hello, Cowboy. Missed you last week." I finger my hat brim and lift up an inch or two. "Missed you as well, honey." "Keeping busy?" "Well, you know, Jane. Ain't about to tell her how I spent the last week laying on my cowhide sofa. I got all these darn clients to please." And post houses to please. American Video Center, Thought Bubble, Post Permanent. Post Permanent? Place is a darn sausage factory. To say such a thing, it ain't a compliment. She folds her arms. Hurt or disappointed? Both, I reckon. Save some love for your friends at TSV. Shoot, Jane, ain't a question of loyalty. I almost live here, sometimes. She moves my way, cat-like, and plants her butt against my console so she's facing me, with her one thigh right alongside my own, wrapped tight in that shiny dress she is, with plenty of you-know-what on display, like a row of old candies still in their wrappers. That's how we like it, she says, patting my leg with them long painted nails. Woman's a scratcher. Got the scars on my back to prove it. Of course, that was a long time ago. Anyhow, Jane's got a habit of dropping by and distracting me when I'm trying to make a deadline. Funny how them are always the sessions that go over on the editorial budget, only she usually makes up for it with a fifth of Jack and a six to back it. On the house, of course, on account of I'm such a loyal client. Me and her and Joey have spent many a working night together, tipping them back and talking about old times. Mostly she talks, laying out on that cowhide sofa at the far end of the room, dropping names of all the famous folks who've sat right there with her. Jane spreads the manure like a farmer, all right. Guess that's why she puts on so darn much perfume. To cover the smell, that is. Stings the nose all the same. Here's what I know, she says, of a sudden all business. Belinda Justice from TV station booked Joey Stolichnaya and Edit 2 for the entire month, and Promo Cowboy is the producer of record, so you're in the right place after all. She pats my leg one more time and teases how she can't give out Belinda's 411 to nobody, not even them that are working for her, on account of that's the way she wants it. We provide a service after all, and you know how some clients are. Ain't much comfort, only Jane's got a point. I've sat in many an edit room with the clock ticking away, waiting on some client to look at a tape, approve a script, or just answer the phone and say yes. Ain't my money that's getting poured down the drain, only I feel responsible for it, sort of. Jane gives my cheek a peck, and then she leaves, and Joey pulls up the pregame from Old Shea, where there's a day event against the Marlins, and it's early enough in the season for a Mets fan to still have hope. Meantime, I figure I'll accomplish the only thing I can in such circumstances. I reach across that producer console for a big old binder marked Menus.